but she doesn't have a clue. He does not behave like this when I'm there.
But this is the real him.
Is our food coming?
Is that burger done yet?
So they don't have their food yet.
Oh,
Which has been, what, a good 15 minutes or so?
Yes.
That's totally wrong. The cheese is wrong. You know what? It. Just put the french fries. I'm done.
What is that?
That's the Reuben nachos.
Oh, no. You're a restaurant person. You know how important food quality and consistency is.
That is a huge issue with me.
I'm the nachos.
Please pick up.
These chips are awful. There's so much sauerkraut, Thousand Island, and none of the cheese is cooked. How's the burger?
I'm not a stickler about hamburgers, but for us it was disappointing because they were the basics. You know, how do you mess nachos up? How do you mess a burger up? It wasn't good.
Dave Portnoy is the founder and president of Barstool Sports, but is best known for his reviews of thousands of pizza places across the country.
Here's a 0.0. I want you to go in, buddy. I want you to sit at a table, a big table. I want you to order one of every pizza. That's about 11 pizzas. We're going to slam the kitchen.
This grill's probably going to overcook all these burgers.
And then I'd love to send you in and do your magic on all of them.
Oh, yeah. I'll put them all through the ringer, give them a fair test. I'd love to see it.
Let's see what they got, Frankie, all right? Go and order one of everything, buddy. Let's put them under some pressure.
See what they got.
Frankie Borelli of Barstool Sports enters Gil and Rick's, a 2,000-square-foot sports bar, including a 1,000-square-foot pizza kitchen with only one working oven.
I'm just a cheese freak, man. I mean, I'll go constipated for 3 weeks eating cheese. I don't get There's some good cheese, man. There's some good cheese.
There goes Gil. Nobody's taking his order. Look how frustrated he's getting. He has a menu in his hand. Hello?
Hey, to Wisconsin. I never been there but to you.
Hey! Oh, yeah! Hey!
He wants to order a pizza.
All right, so I actually want to do one of every. So we're gonna go one of every pizza here.
One of all pizzas for you?
One of all the pizzas, yeah.
Gotcha.
And also, can you add a stromboli and a calzone? I'm a New York guy. I love.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. That works that way. Let's see how Az handles his sanitation, how he handles his arm. So put him under pressure.
One of every pizza, medium, and then a stromboli and a calzone.
Oh, what?
One of every pizza, medium, and then a stromboli and a calzone. Kidding me? No, you're kidding me, right? No, I'm being serious. You mother.
If you have a popular pizza place, 10 pizzas isn't that crazy? You're going to have 10 different people and they're ordering pizzas at once.
So this is a guy who's pissed off that he actually has to work.
Yeah.
Prepay? Prepay?
What's he going to run out of here with the pizzas?
So you got the checker here just because it's a large order for it. You want to make sure he ain't going nowhere or nothing.
You're making it seem like he's robbing this place. How uncomfortable can you make somebody?
That is a terrible business practice.
All right, that's a Supreme.
Supreme. Hey guys, do you want a slice of pizza? I'm not gonna be able to finish the whole thing. No problem.
Oh, goddamn tickets back there, and he's dying.
Which one is this for the ass? Which one is it?
That's the veggie.
That's the veggie. This is the ass veggie.
Guy comes in, spends more money than anybody else in their bar. He's smiling and getting along with the customers, giving out pizza. This guy is the best thing he's got going for him. And he calls Frankie an ass.
Put money in his pocket. Unreal.
When I sent Frankie in to order 11 pizzas, I knew there was no way they were going to achieve it. But when I really understand failure, I can find a path to success. But sometimes failure is so deep, it's astonishing.
Oh boy.
I mean, this beer stinks. Flat at this point.
Someone over here said it was flat too.
I'm hearing the one guy with the beer talking a bunch of so I'm going to stay over here, because if I go over there, I'm going to slap right in the goddamn teeth. I don't care who the he is.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life.
I want to try this one with those guys to see what's going on here.
How are we doing on these pizzas?
We're coming, brother. Up and down. How you doing, brother?
Nice to see you.
We'll take a dozen out.
Oh boy. Hi. How you doing?
Gil.
Tony. pretty pizza. How about this one? Oh, man. Feel this. Feel that. Give it a squeeze. How's that feel? Look at that. Doesn't look good. How did it taste, guys?
Horrible. Frank Gillen threw up.
Do you know who this is?
No.
I know who he is. No. His name's Dave Portnoy. He's one of my dearest friends. President of Barstool Sports. Is the most influential person in America when it comes to pizza. He can put this online and pack your place tomorrow. Are you going to pack this place or run from it? What you going to do?
I gotta run. I would prove my credibility if I said come here for the pizza.
Who runs this place?
We both run it.
Really? Does he run it with you?
Not as much as I do.
How much money are you losing?
$2 grand a month.
I sent Frankie in. Best customer of the night. Sits down, orders a pitcher of beer and 11 pizzas. Somebody else would say, thank you, God, I'm losing money. Thank you. You called him a ass in the kitchen, didn't you?
Yep.
So did you. And when your cook got an order for 10 pizzas so that you could pay his paycheck, he said, it. So you said him, you said him, your cook said you. I wouldn't eat anything if I were you guys.
John Tavern's here. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
How about getting deep fried taco?
Every one of them.
Oh.
This came out in your watch. Come with me. I want to show it to you. Anthony, come with me. Jenny, I want you to see this.
Oh, it's vile.
You guys stay here. Come on
I'm
back.
scared.
What's this?
Deep fried
This is 3 weeks old.
Oh, my God.
Touch it. Slimy, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Let's get rid of that. This is your freaking line. You're at $500,000. Look at this. These are your French fries. They should be frozen, right? Are they?
Oh, my
They
God.
need to be cooked frozen.
Would you eat that? You gonna serve that to someone?
You don't have a freaking clue. I know that you call all your employees by the same name, don't you?
They don't stick around long enough to be called by it.
Well, why don't they stick around long enough?
I'm assuming it's the industry.
It's you.
I've known Little John about 12 years. Living in Las Vegas and being part of the nightclub world, Little John and I have met in nightclubs time and time again.
Whenever there's pictures of us together, people get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't think of us together.
Right.
You know?
Like Batman and Robin right now.
There it is. The Blue Water Daiquiri and Oyster Bar.
That's long as
Yep. For Recon tonight, I have Little John's team with me. These guys live in party bars, and I want to see how they react to this one.
Have like a specialty?
Not really.
Not really. He asked for a specialty. She said, no, it's a daiquiri bar. What about all of the daiquiris behind?
Recommend one.
Sell the daiquiris.
Blue mother, like a Long Island, but it's blue.
Let me try your blue mother.
You want to do a blue mother? All right.
Ask him about the daiquiris.
What did you want to drink? The only daiquiris we have is blue raspberry, orange or fruit punch. Cherry is melted too much, and the apple and strawberry are out.
But I thought this was supposed to be a daiquiri bar.
I know. Our daiquiri machines are not very good.
Wow.
My favorite daiquiri is the orange and the green mixed together. I could possibly get some green out for you if you want to.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
So if it's not coming out, is that spout dirty?
Oh, I don't even want to see that. I'm glad that's your department.
There we go.
There you go.
See how the green is melted, though?
That looks terrible. And here's the boss still in the bag. I understand you're trying to count the money, but you're not making any money to count.
Yes. And you can get them raw or steamed. What about you?
What about this mahi bowl?
You want to do that? Okay.
You gotta order a crab to that, please.
Mahi roll, crab leg, and let me get you some silverware napkins and stuff.
I don't like that. It's like over buttery and it's greasy as hell.
Crab legs typically not greasy.
No.
he's using his mouth because they didn't give him a cracker.
We do not have crackers here. I do not know why, but we don't have crackers.
I want to hear what they really think of this. I'm going to go in and talk to them.
John Tucker, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Where is Chuck?
Office or bathroom?
He's always in the office, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Would you get him for me?
Absolutely.
Damn, Danielle, give me your controller. You got my crossbow and shit. The cat's right there. Oh fuck.
take a look at this creepy video where this guy's next door neighbour is caught, well, I don't even know what she's doing, but it is damn creepy.
Stop trying to clock back in. I want you to clock out and leave this store. What you gonna do about that? Huh? I'm gonna call Michelle and tell her to get you fuck out of here. I'm gonna call Michelle myself. You being ignorant. Come on. You must get some bottles. Come on. Oh my God, man. Cause you don't even supposed to be here, my nigga. I don't know you just saw my stuff. Oh my God. What you fucking talking about? Oh my God. Just get the fuck out. Tell me, okay. Exactly. I'm not getting any hours. I'm not worried about no hours. You ain't gonna make me eat. This is my second job. Y'all wasn't supposed to sleep me. If you want to be technical, like don't play with me because I would do everything on your thing. Okay, well just go. Just go, man. For what? You know he will. For what? You know he will. So stop playing with me. I don't care if he will or not, girl. I want you to leave and I want you to leave now. That's the whole point. Well, you always about me anyway. You ain't gonna find that way, girl. I'm trying to get you to get off. What you mean? Stop playing, man. You stay safe. Don't record me. I'm tired that so you can go home right now. I ain't gonna deal with this. Hey, come get me before I stuff the shit out of wrong. Like, you really trying to show out my nigga? He know the real. Like, stop fucking. Y'all dope fiend ass manager. That was the fuck you is, a dope fiend ass manager. If you do powder, what you is? I don't do nothing, man. Stop lying. What? I don't do nothing, man. I done sold you some ass weekend. I just want you to leave. You said that you wanted to get off the clock. Go home. Go home. I'm waiting on my ride. Like I said, stupid ass on. You waiting to rob me? No, I'm not. Waiting to rob me? You don't tell me. Waiting to rob me? No. You do. I need nothing. Why me? Why are you recording me? Nah, he wants to record you. This is public place. You can record what you done on the call. Is this still or video photography? Yeah, there's a sign on the door that say that, sir. Sir, can you put that down? I want you to go home. I don't care. Stop trying to clock back in. I want you to clock out and leave the store. He's paying attention. It doesn't.
When I was working on a job with my stepdad, I was electrocuted. For me, it was just like any other ordinary day, and I was moving the ladder, and I went to pull it back. I felt like it was like a cage, but just so much more electricity.
About 3 feet bolt of electricity from the power line to the ladder. Just going down the ladder, and then it just stopped. The ladder fell back on the wall, and then he just fell onto the ladder. And yeah, it was scary.
All of a sudden, it sounded like a transformer blew in my backyard. So I ran outside, and he was on the ground. He was foaming at the mouth, so we turned him over, and then we started CPR.
Michael came in by EMS. He had no vital signs. So we had this young boy who's dead coming in. EMS never got a pulse back with their CPR and their medicine they gave him. So by the time he got to us, he was down for about 20 minutes. If you look at this kid, this perfect body, he's 20 years old. He's got a little bit of fibrillation to his heart. So now you're just thinking, I gotta bring this guy back. You know, we've got to bring him back. We got our defibrillator on and turned it up, shocked him, you know, continued CPR for a few seconds, and then, you know, fell from him. This is his first EKG after we got his heartbeat back. His heart was beating on its own here.
I got a call. I was at work. I think every parent's worst nightmare. Me and my mom got a call or something wrong with the child. We made it to the ER. They got his heart back finally, that he was showing good signs. But he said they didn't know he had suffered any brain damage.
They put like tubes in everything. That's when I like started ripping everything out, and they took like those 6 or 7 people to hold me down, and I was just still going at it. The doctors were saying like how happy they were because, all right, he's putting up this much of a fight. He's gotta be still there.
I will never die.
You looking good?
No, I feel good.
I know, you do.
Those are completely healed.
Are they? I knew it. You know we can't leave.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go check him out. He was holding the ladder with his hand, so the current flowed, you know, most likely through his hands, through his body, and then out his toes. So he had blast, like 2 black toes, exactly equal, both big toes, where the electricity flew through his body.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Look at that. Just that little mark left. That is amazing.
These are the shoes that I was wearing the day that I got electrocuted. And if you look really closely on each of them, they got like little thumbtack holes. I still wear these shoes, because look at them, man. You know they have to be good shoes if you die in them and still wear them. Obviously, you don't go to work. I'm gonna die. And then it really happens. And that's when I was waking up, that's all I kept thinking about. Is like, what if I would be gone? That's it. Like that day, that's it. I got this tattoo because the meaning of it symbolizes overcoming darkness in life. And that's why I got it.
Every week, you know, there's probably someone who will be pretty dead, but to go from completely dead, no heartbeat, to fully functioning, and it's really, really rare. Luckily, he went down at a nurse's home because the CPR, bystander CPR, right away, his heart was pumping, his body was brain, and you know, without that, technologically,
I think I woke up that day because I feel like it really wasn't my time to go because I'm doing great things to help people. I've always told everyone I was going to be a superhero one day, and then this happens, and I tell everyone, yep, every superhero need a good death.
Today we're gonna eat like Donald Trump for all of our food. Well, aren't you looking beautiful?
What is this, bro?
She's 12, and Curtis, he's 7. They'll change the tire and help
try it.
Curtis is a very picky eater. He only likes chicken nuggets.
Yay! I really do like chicken nuggets.
Curtis, what you want for breakfast?
Chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Chicken nuggets is like my family. I'm going to go see she's got chicken nuggets.
Physical fitness does not play a role here in our house. Our biggest exercise is from the plate to the mat.
Looking for chicken nuggets.
When it comes to kids, strictness.
journey of over 800 miles, the wives finally get to see where they'll be living for the next 2 weeks.
However, I'm not going to bore you by making a dirt house or just digging a hole in...
Now, many of you know the maximum size of a...
There's so many different... Whoa! I am so offended. I can't even look through Instagram without an ass in my face. Look at this thing.
Oh my god. That is a big old booty.
Here, can I see it? Can I get my phone back?
Are you good, bro?
Put on some pants, lady. I didn't ask for this.
Well, you just liked it, so probably gonna see more.
Oh, this one. It's like a bobblehead, but a butt wobbling around on my. I didn't even ask. Why are you here? Why are you even here? Get off my feet, butt cheeks. Ha ha.
You're liking all of them, so you must kind of like them.
Surprising. I physically and literally feel like I'm in a Big Sean music video.
Wobble dee wobble, I'm stacking my paper. My wallet look like a Bible. Look, I got girlies half naked. That look like the...
Area 51 is now part of the UFO story. It's the location where people believe whatever they think crashed at Roswell, they think it was taken to Area 51, work was done to try and reverse engineer, to back engineer this technology so that we could understand it. People feel that they've been lied to for 70 years.
There's basically the only business in town is that little alien. That's it.
This is my girlfriend Shasta, and since she's been working really hard at her 2 jobs, I had an idea to cheer her up. Shasta works at the Greek restaurant right across the street, and I'm... Hello there, big fella. You must be Jesse. Yep, the description said we're looking for a real strong, brave kid who gives excellent high fives. All right. Well, we hear you going through a real rough time. It's the closing days of the Second World War, and despite... It's only here for 20 minutes. We're making some ice cream with a bowl. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Free Time today. We're making some ice...
This is a big box, and there's about 4,000 cookies in these boxes. Appreciate it. What's up, guys? We have a truckload of Cookie Crisp cereal, which is obviously cookies. So the other day, as you know, I hit 4 million subscribers. I messaged this guy called Bryce. Were you my 4 million subscriber? He said, yes. Holy hell, I can't believe this. I'm at work freaking out. I said, I have a present for you. You free tomorrow? He said, yes, yes, yes. I'm about to have a heart attack. We have this man's address. He was our 4 million subscriber. We have 4 million cookies, and we're going to give it to him. So my 4 million subscriber was in a different state. We've been driving for 4 hours, me and Chris, the U-Haul's behind us, and we just stopped to get some food. My hands are still a little oily from the french fries.
Oh my god, the army's surrounding us, man.
Why are there frozen? Why trying to give me oil? What's that over there? Stop invading my hand. I'm bad, America. It's not the same oil. So we just arrived at the guy's house, and We're parking the U-Haul in the front yard, and he actually has no idea where we're about to go. Probably thinks it's 4 million pennies, but... Alright, so what's your name, man? Bryson. Bryson? Here, come a little closer so they can hear us. You were my 4 million subscriber, I guess. So, what do you think's in that U-Haul? We have 4 million of something. What do you think?
4 million pennies.
Hope it's 4 million pennies?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it 4 million pennies, boys? Alright, here, let's just come open it. Let's not have too much suspense. He said he already has 4 million pine cones. So, darn. Guess we can't do that. There's 4,000 cookies in a box, and so we brought you 1,000 boxes, so you have 4 million cookies.
This looks like a lot.
I wanted you to have a cookie for every subscriber.
Am I expected to deliver them to all these people?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for those of you that say these aren't cookies, that is a cookie. I don't care what you say. The definition is flat, small, and crisp, right? Crisp. Yeah, this is flat, small, and... Yeah, it's crisp. So, these are 4 million cookies, one for each of you. We're going to put them in your yard, so then you can ship them to my fans. So step one is we got to offload all the cookies for our boys.
Let's play flat. Only what? Okay. Just leave me.
shook the family to its core. Ashley's mother became seriously ill following an adverse reaction to prescription medicine. Since then, she's been confined to a nursing facility where she lies in a vegetative state.
That took its toll on everybody in that family. Ashley, I think, one of the hardest. She didn't always have the right to smile like she did prior to my sister having her.
Now, the Klein family faces another potential tragedy. Their beloved Ashley has vanished. Ashley's father struggles to recall every detail of the last moment he saw his daughter.
She was wearing a pair of pinkish boots and a hooded sweatshirt and a pair of pajama-like bottoms, and we assumed that she had a phone with her at the time that she left.
Police wonder if Ashley was abducted somewhere in those 4 short blocks between her house and Larry's.
There's many cases out there where you've got a random person that grabs somebody. Which very easily could have happened.
How did her mood when she left? Was she excited, agitated?
Then, Ashley's younger brother David flips the case in a different direction.
Did you say Lana? She wasn't going to Lana's house. She would have told me.
There's a bit of a discrepancy as to who she was going to meet on the night that she left.
David says he pressed his sister on where she was going.
You're going out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see a friend.
Be safe. Like, she would have just told me if it was somebody I knew.
Besides her family, there's one other person who might be able to unlock the mystery of Ashley's disappearance. Her boyfriend, Wesley Devonshire, who lives 10 miles away.
Wesley and Ashley have been dating for approximately 4 years at the time of this investigation.
One of the last big posts that Ashley made on Facebook was a picture of an open bar pendant in a jewelry box, and it was engraved Wesley and Ashley.
When contacted by police, Wesley claims he's been worried sick, desperately trying to reach Ashley.
I've been calling her, I'm texting her, I've got a voicemail saying I've got nothing. I've tried everything.
He says he hasn't seen or spoken with her in several days, and the last text he got from her was late December 30th.
I was gonna see her the New Year's Eve party.
Wesley says that since he works long shifts at a pizza restaurant, he mostly sees Ashley on weekends.
Last time I saw Ashley was on the 28th, Saturday.
All right, Wesley, well, thank you very much for telling.
So, we're just trying to find out a little bit of information about Ashley Klein.
Detectives track down everyone in Ashley's social circle.
No, she didn't mention anybody else.
Including her close pal since childhood, 19-year-old Ryan Shanauer. But even he has no idea where Ashley is.
I haven't had any luck.
He says he's been trying unsuccessfully to get hold of her since New Year's Eve, which isn't surprising. What is surprising, and a big red flag for investigators, is the last time he saw her.
I saw her December 30th. I picked her up about 10 p.m.
That was just minutes after she walked out the door and vanished into thin air.
So you had plans to get together? Is that what that was? Yeah, we had plans for a bit.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hey,
hi. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go.
All right.
Ryan says he drove her to his house 20 minutes away. He had a movie she wanted to see. But after it started, Ashley seemed unusually distracted.
Ryan says that she seemed not that interested in the movie and was texting somebody on her phone.
About an hour after she came over, she wanted to leave. Was it to see the person she was texting? I assume so. I kept asking her who it was, but she wouldn't tell me.
He drives her back home, and she wants to get off about a block from the house.
He asked her where she was going. She says she's going to a friend's house.
All right, who is this friend?
A friend.
And she was evasive with him, and she wouldn't say who she was going to see.
So he claims he lets her off in the parking lot, and the next time he sees her is walking down an alleyway between 2 buildings.
Text me when you get there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
After he drops Ashley off, She continues to text with him for several hours that night.
They texted back and forth while Ryan went to visit some other friends. Later that night, around 1 a.m., his car broke down, and as he waited for his mother to send a tow truck, he and Ashley were still texting.
He gives us his cell phone, shows us messages.
So this is after you dropped her off?
Yeah. Sure enough, you can see there's correspondence between the two at that point.
But the messages on Ryan's phone don't provide any hints about whom she was with. Within 24 hours of reporting her disappearance, the search for Ashley Klein kicks into high gear.
We made flyers of it along with Ashley's friends and plastered them all over Mumsdorf and Robisonia. I was just praying she was still alive somewhere.
Members of the community rally to help find the young woman whose bright spirit they have all come to admire.
She was very trusting of everybody. She just looked at you for you, and if you were kind to her, she was kind to you.
Ooh, your earrings are so pretty. Thank you.
She bonded best with kids, finding a lot in common with their innocence and purity.
Ashley always loved being around children. She babysat for a living. She gave her heart and soul with children.
Another night goes by with no word on Ashley's whereabouts. The following morning, a jogger spots something on a pathway just outside Adamstown, Pennsylvania, 12 miles from Ashley's home.
A few items were discovered that included a purse, empty cell phone case, pink Ugg boot.
What the family confirms for us at this point is they think that that's her boot, and the purse looks like hers.
The only item Ashley's family doesn't recognize is a Phillies baseball cap found with the other belongings.
So we're looking at this hat, and of course it occurs to us, whose hat is this? Does this hat belong to the person that she's with, or that did something to her?
The nearby area is scoured for more clues. 70 yards from where Ashley's belongings were found, searchers zero in on a factory with large industrial water tanks.
Well, you've got these retaining ponds, and they're deep. Okay, you're talking 8-10 foot.
There was a sock outside of the one tank that seemed to be belonging to Ashley Klein. All the investigators involved thought it's very possible that we could find Ashley in the bottom of that tank.
The water is slowly drained out of the middle tank, and from its murky depths, investigators dredge up the most chilling clue yet. On December 30th, 23-year-old Ashley Klein disappeared.
Can I get a bag?
3 days later, several of her personal items are found scattered near a factory in Adamstown, 12 miles from her home. A sock thought to be Ashley's has been discovered right in front of the factory's water tanks.
So one of the first things we're thinking, is there a body at the bottom of this retaining pond?
But when the water is drained, there's no sign of human remains. They pull out plenty of scattered debris, which doesn't seem to belong to Ashley. Then, from the bottom of the tank, a searcher pulls up something unusual. A shiny keychain with a Tinkerbell figure dangling from it.
We sent a team of investigators to locate Michael Klein, and he confirmed that the Tinkerbell keychain belonged to Ashley.
Local law enforcement released canines to scour the area around the factory, while police helicopters circle above the heavily wooded areas surrounding Adamstown.
I was hopeful the entire time she was missing that she would come home. I never gave up hope.
I got you. We still thought maybe somebody robbed her and that she was going to just show up and she was going to be okay. We still had belief that she was going to be fine.
January 12th, almost 2 weeks since Ashley was last seen, 2 hikers explore the trails in the Middle Creek Wildlife Preserve, 16 miles from Adamstown, where her belongings were found.
What's that?
One of them spots the remnants of what looks like a small fire just off the trail. As they get closer, they realize this is no ordinary campfire.
The scene itself is really pretty horrible, because the body itself is obviously been set on fire. Most of the clothing is gone, and the body is near unrecognizable.
She was dragged too. Can you see that? Yeah.
One charred piece of evidence confirms everyone's fears. A scrap of pink boot, just like the one Ashley had been wearing.
It's just the sole. The rest of it's burnt up, but it seems to match tread pattern and color to the boot that we already have in our possession.
The body is transported for an autopsy and positively identified. Ashley Klein is dead.
They couldn't tell me exactly what happened, but I knew it was bad because they needed dental records they could tell if it was a male or a female. What went through my mind was, oh my God, my little girl. I just wanted her to come home.
The day they found Ashley's body was one of the most horrific days. We just didn't believe it. We were all in shock that somebody could have tortured her the way that they did.
Let's get a shot right here.
This was a very brutal, horrific type of homicide.
Ashley was stabbed at least 5 times in the back.
And somewhere during the course of all that,
the burn in Ashley's body was concentrated over her pelvis, suggesting the killer was trying to conceal a sexual assault. Any DNA evidence of a possible rape was completely insane.
You see some of that?
There's no fingerprints found, there's no DNA found, there's no weapon found.
I think this was dug out. Looks like it.
There seemed to be an odor, which was petroleum-based, probably kerosene or gasoline.
One thing is certain, Ashley's last moments were filled with terror and agony.
There was evidence of safety. She was breathing at the time.
We thought that it must have been somebody that didn't know Ashley, because nobody would want to harm somebody with such a good heart, such a loving spirit.
But the way she was killed implies just the opposite.
Lighting somebody on fire while they're alive suggests it's not as personal. It doesn't get worse than that. That's somebody who really hates someone.
Detective, want to take a look at this?
Because of the fire damage, it's impossible to pinpoint the exact time. Investigators suspect Ashley was killed sometime after 11:25 p.m. on December 30th. That's when her childhood pal Ryan says he dropped her off from her home. Homicide detectives dug deeper into Ryan's account right now. Ryan said that after dropping Ashley home, he went to a friend's party. But on the way home, his car broke down. So he called his mother, all while touching with Ashley.
Yeah, hi, this is Detective Schaefer from Robisonia Police Department.
We talked to his friends, we talked to his mother.
Ryan Shanauer. I wonder if you can tell me the date and time that you picked up his vehicle.
We talked to the tow truck driver.
Can I get that sent over to us?
And everything that he's telling us is cooperative.
Which shifts the investigation onto the only other suspect on their radar, Ashley's boyfriend.
We went back and re-interviewed Wesley.
You know what you were doing? Oh, Monday the 30th? Yeah.
Every Monday night, Wesley works at a local pizza parlor. But on Monday, December 30th, the night Ashley went missing, Wesley never showed.
But you were scheduled to work, all right?
Yeah. He tells us, I just didn't go. I didn't call in sick. I just didn't want to go to work. He's got a good job, but you don't call your boss and tell him you're sick. You just decide you're not coming in. It's not normal behavior to do that, so it raises a lot of red flags.
I just stayed home. I just didn't say that. I was with my brother.
Leslie says his brother stopped by his apartment to collect the keys in the late afternoon.
He says that my brother left early, and there's really nobody else here that can vouch for him.
Which means Leslie was alone from 10 p.m. on December 30th until noon the next day when he showed up to work. That's more than 12 hours without an outlet. The very night his girlfriend goes missing.
I just want to ask some questions about Wesley.
Detectives question Ashley's family for new details about Wesley that might help the investigation. Her father says he couldn't imagine Ashley's devoted boyfriend having anything to do with her. Until his son told him about a very disturbing incident that took place on New Year's Eve.
Mom, what the hell, Wesley?
Hours before anyone suspected Ashley was missing, Wesley stopped by the house and told her brother David he needed to borrow Ashley's computer just to check.
He got a laptop and started logging into her.
Wesley was then seen only for one person's secrets.
One of the things that he does, which is highly unusual, is he changes her passwords. It casts a lot of suspicion on him. So now it's imperative
The prime suspect in the torture killing of 23-year-old Ashley Klein is her boyfriend, Wesley Dennis. The day after her disappearance, Wesley showed up at Ashley's house and started changing the passwords on her computer. Police bring Wesley in for a third time to confront him about his strange behavior.
Friends scoured back and forth, trying to find anything to do with it.
Wesley said that when he couldn't reach her that New Year's Eve day, he was jealous. He wanted to see what was on her page and logged into her social media accounts. He found several online conversations she had with men he didn't recognize.
he's not happy. He's not happy about what he's seeing on her social media. He's not happy about what he's reading in her emails.
So he decided to block Ashley's online access.
Wesley's statement was that he wanted to change Ashley's password so she couldn't communicate with people that are unknown to him.
He admits his actions were fueled by irrational suspicions, and that in hindsight, none of Ashley's online exchanges were inappropriate. He wasn't proud of what he'd done, so never mentioned it to police. Wesley's explanation of his behavior appears genuine. And a search through Ashley's computer does reveal she was in contact with several friends online.
Hi, Ashley, hon. Every time I went into her room, she was always on her laptop, laying on her bed, talking to like 6 to 8 different people at one time. But you'd hear the little thing go off, and balloons popping up all over the place.
One of her most active Facebook friends is a man named Gracie Jennings. Her family says they've never heard of Gracie. But when Ashley's father goes through her belongings, he makes a disturbing discovery. Stacks of handwritten letters, all signed by Gracie Jennings.
Gracie's letters were all very strong love letters. He said how much he loved her, what he was willing to do for her, even to the point of they would have to kill him to keep him away from her.
But the most alarming thing of all is the return address of the envelopes. It's a county prison, 65 miles away.
He's been with the criminal justice system multiple times for burglary, theft, receiving stolen property. And most alarming to us was a statutory sexual assault charge.
Ashley's family believes they know how she might have connected with Gracie.
There was a pen pal program in our church, writing inmate
Tracy's Facebook page also reveals another important detail. He was released from prison just days before Ashley went missing.
She's a very naive, innocent kind of person. And if he's looking at her, he's possibly somebody who can take advantage of her.
Tracy is tracked down at a Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania address, about 2 hours from Ashley Klein's hometown.
Alright, so why don't you tell us what you know about Ashley Klein?
Nothing. When he's interviewed, his demeanor is such that, hey, I corresponded with this woman, but I never met her, never went to meet her, she never came up here, and she's much.
It's comfortable to me because it was hard in there. But there's had a chance to go over these letters, and it's a little bit more than just a friendship. They're pretty personal. But that's none of y'all's business. December 30th.
Chatting with our buddy, he claims on the night he was took place, there was a friend.
I know that person's dead.
The friend couldn't be reached, he had no way to get him.
It all casts a dark cloud of suspicion over the smitten ex-con. But there's nothing concrete to hold him. Detectives continue looking for any incriminating evidence to develop their case against Gracie Cheddar. That's where Ashley said. But there's nothing about meeting up with Wesley and those texts. Police move on to the list of rescues. They find one 3-minute conversation with an unknown man on December 3rd. The number is traced to 23-year-old Wendell Janowski.
Oh, I had a party on my place. I actually got Wendell.
Welcome to the stream. How's it going, person? I don't know who you are, but welcome, welcome.
Cell tower data reveals something else. At 11:54 p.m., Ashley's phone was traveling through the town of Reinholds, which just happens to be near Wendell's home address.
Basically, Ashley's in Wendell's backyard, minutes before her disappearance. This absolutely pointed a finger at Wendell.
Oh, you're welcome.
Come on to this girl, and she rebuffed him.
Stop!
And something happens later on.
Get off of me!
Oh, no, I did. Oh.
In eastern Pennsylvania, the search for the killer of 23-year-old Ashley Klein
Is this your Bible?
has led straight to her friend and fellow churchgoer,
Talking to you. I gotta go.
Wendell Janowski.
How you doing, Jedi?
I just really liked her.
Wendell admitted to having a love interest. He also admits that he
Okay, no worries. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm just getting meat for the meat bins.
We have a full 3-minute phone call with you and Ashley. No, that was just like an accident. Accident.
Ashley says he has He seemed a bit evasive. He was maybe a bit anxious and wanted to end the interview.
Detectives have no choice but to grant his request. With only the cell pointing to his involvement, they can't hold Wendell Janowski on the murder charges.
Why the fuck is the camera like that? I don't fucking understand how it keeps getting like that.
You had Wesley, who was jealous and didn't like the fact that she was you had Gracie, she's corresponding with, and who's professing his love to
One of the lights in the garage went out, so we're waiting on bulbs.
her, wants a relationship that she's not getting.
Light bulbs. Maybe this one.
Suppose it's that random person that grabbed her.
Investigators decide to attack the case from a different angle. Since Ashley was burned using a powerful accelerant like gasoline, they canvass local service stations to see if anyone purchased a can of gas the night of the murder.
Any video surveillance that you have the night of December 30th?
Every business, stop and ask if they have surveillance. We'll need a copy of it between this date and time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can get some video footage.
They view countless hours of security camera video. Hundreds of customers buy gas that evening. Some even fill up gas cans. But at 9:30 p.m. on the night of the murder, one customer
playing on
service
Danny's
station
too.
10 miles from where Ashley's body was found. And he does something very unusual.
Check this out. I'm going to just rewind this. Hang on 1 second. I'll go back here.
This person's wearing a dark colored jacket, takes the jacket off, turns it inside out, and puts it back on. Then buys $10 worth of gas and leaves. Having something that bizarre happen was something we were highly interested in.
Video enhancements capture something astonishing. The man is wearing a black Phillies cap, exactly like the one found with Ashley's belongings.
We potentially have our homicide suspect, right in front of our eyes.
Detectives suspect the man's wardrobe switch is an attempt to disguise his identity. It doesn't work. Police clearly identify him as 21-year-old Adam Lynch. He's committed a long list of offenses in the area, including trespassing, drug dealing, and criminal battery.
Adam Lynch is not a nice guy. Adam Lynch is a violent person. He's been arrested for all sorts of felony assaults, and he spent a good portion of his life in jail.
Adam is picked up for questioning in connection with Ashley Klein's murder.
I don't know who Ashley Klein is. We have you on surveillance video. Also, with the police hat that we found at the murder scene. Look, I didn't kill Ashley, but I know who did.
Oh look, I didn't kill her, but I know who did. Yeah, you're a son of a bitch.
After Ashley Klein was stabbed, then burned alive in a Pennsylvania forest, investigators have their sights trained on 21-year-old bad boy Adam Lynch. Just hours before Ashley disappeared, Adam was caught on surveillance video purchasing a can of gasoline.
Look, I didn't kill Ashley, but I never killed her.
He points the finger at a friend of his, someone investigators are already familiar with.
It was Ryan Shadowin that did all of this. That's when we get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Ryan told me that he raped and stabbed Ashley in his car and lit her on fire.
Ryan is Ashley's childhood friend and the last known person to see her alive. Lynch says Ryan approached him after that night and confessed to raping and stabbing Ashley in his car, then burning her body. He claims Ryan wanted advice on covering his tracks.
What do I say then? How do I deal with this?
He says Ryan needed help on what to do. He's panicked that the police are contacting him.
But But is Adam just flipping the blame onto Ryan? After all, it was Adam caught on that surveillance camera, and his baseball bat found with Ashley's belongings. Ryan is not only one of Ashley's oldest friends, he had an alibi for that night.
Right, Adam, just sit here for a moment. Be back.
Ryan Shanauer is quickly brought into the station.
Just had a conversation with Adam Lynch.
Okay. When confronted with his friend's accusations, Ryan throws all the blame back on Adam Lynch.
It wasn't me. You need to be talking to Adam, not me.
So who's telling the truth? Detectives learn that Ryan's car has been in the repair shop ever since it broke down 2 weeks ago, the night Ashley was killed.
We ultimately seized the vehicle and had it towed back to the state police station.
When a CSI team pops open the doors, they immediately spot their first major clue.
Seems like somebody's trying to kick the way out of
The earring wrapper in the front seat. There's 2 empty knife sheaths.
But the most damning evidence in Ryan's car is a broken necklace that detectives recognize immediately.
It appears to be the exact one that Ashley posted on Facebook for the Christmas party.
I don't know how those things got there. I didn't do it.
Ryan continues to plead his innocence.
Both of them in a short version that the other guy did. What really changed things for us was talking to Erica.
Erica is Adam's girlfriend. She's brought in to see if she can help shed light on the events of December 3rd.
Erica's story is that Ryan and Adam were both involved.
I wanted it to come sooner, but I was afraid that if I did that I would be hurt next.
Erica says she was with the 2 young men on several different occasions when they openly plotted to kill Ashley.
Ryan had talked for several months about wanting to rape Ashley. He loved her, she didn't love him, so it was a jealousy type of issue.
Ryan found a sympathetic ear with Adam Lynch.
Adam Lynch was brought in as the criminal element. Without Adam Lynch, this probably doesn't happen.
Investigators already have a mountain of evidence against both young men. Now, Erica's testimony about their lethal conspiracy seals their fate.
Ryan Shanauer, you're under arrest for the murder of Ashley Klein. You have the right to remain silent.
Never in my life could have I imagined him doing something so awful, especially to somebody that was so loving.
When I found out it was Ryan, it was a shock, and I felt betrayed because of our families were so close.
For years, Ryan and Ashley's mothers were best friends, so it was natural for the 2 kids to bond as well.
Oh my god.
But as they grew older, Ryan tried to turn their childhood friendship into something romantic.
Yes, I do.
When Ashley met Wesley, she fell in love, and Ryan watched the object of his desire slip away.
He was disgruntled with the fact that he was being cut out of her life.
His feelings of rejection mutated into seething resentment, and he began concocting depraved methods of revenge.
What are you gonna do?
He talked about it for several months, talking big about wanting to hurt her, rape her.
This is what she deserves.
Making Ashley suffer became Ryan's New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I just created one now. I thought I already had one, but I guess I didn't.
Ryan picked the evening of December 3rd.
He's just hounding her, texting her, trying to get her.
Ashley brought just as was said, go watch movies.
Ashley, hop in.
Hey, Ryan.
Ashley had no idea Ryan was coming with someone else, but she shrugged it off and climbed in the back seat.
Well, hello there.
So, Ryan, where are we going?
I was gonna do something.
They drove around.
Oh, not too
just
bad,
under
not
an
too
hour.
bad.
That's when Ashley was casually texting her boyfriend, Wesley. Then, things started to get ugly.
Just calm down.
Oh yes, how are you?
You're starting to piss me off. Sit back
It
down.
was okay.
Shut up.
Yeah, Bubba's in school, so it's pretty much me at the shop today, so it's a little boring, but I'll get used to it.
On his childhood best friend, eager to unleash his pent-up sexual desires and make her pay for rejecting him.
Get over. Get over.
What are you doing?
Take that coat off.
What?
Take that coat off. Shut up. Shut up.
I think he beat her, and then I believe he sexually assaulted her. She struggled, fought for her life. That led to the boot print of trying to kick her away to get out. Let me get her out.
Then they went to work with the knives that brought from the adventure.
She stabbed her, regardless of all her fear.
I believe both of them stabbed her. Question whether she fought as long as she could.
What?
Then they dragged her through the woods.
She was weak and still alive. They got her out into the field.
Wow.
The gas tank would have been the last thing Ashley saw.
Well, that's fucked up.
The killers then went about getting rid of the other evidence.
They were trying to clean out the car the best they could of any possessions that would link them.
But in their panic,
Yeah.
tossed out Adam's hat with Ashley's things and forgot all about her locker, which had fallen beneath the car seat. Ryan kept Ashley's cell phone, which he used
I take it he
to
didn't
construct
cook.
a perfect alibi.
They are now sending
Oh.
text messages between her phone and Ryan's phone. After
Well, that's fucked up. He should come down anyways and cook it.
Drove to visit a couple of friends to further cinch up his alibi. Coincidentally, his route took him near Wendell Janowski's house, which is why Ashley's phone was traced there. On his way home, his car broke down around 1 a.m., and his mother sent a tow truck, oblivious to the vile crime he committed that night. For the next 2 days, Ryan continued to send Ashley texts, pretending to be concerned over the girl he just murdered.
Well, go get it. You better put the lid back on the nail polish, Riley.
Nearly a year later, on December 8th, 2014, Ryan Schoenauer and Adam Lynch avoid a jury trial and a possible death penalty by pleading guilty to first-degree murder.
Riley, put the lid back on it. Why don't you bring it here and let me paint your nails for you? I gotta sit here and wait for fucking 15 minutes.
When you're missing part of your family, there's always a large void there. She was very loving, very kind, a really sweet girl who just loved life and loved people.
I'm really going to miss her, and I still feel her presence with me. I do believe she went back in the and I know she's still
Today, the family works to pass stricter penalties for crimes against the disabled, ensuring a lasting legacy of love and Ashley.
Hold on. I can't hear you. I got these fucking things attacking me real fast.
This is why you don't do it yourself.
We were going to do that in the house. After we're done visiting, I'm going to...
Alright, that should be better.
That's exactly why you don't do it yourself.
Alright, Jedi, now what were you saying? Sorry.
As the rest of Portland celebrates Christmas Day, the apartment of Jamie Larson is wrapped in a very chilling ribbon. The 33-year-old computer student has just been found murdered.
Well, I mean, it's not her fault or your fault.
Veteran homicide detectives Michelle Michaels
She's
and Molly Daw.
she's just getting.
We both
It's the
arrived
oldness.
at various family functions, and we realized pretty quickly this was a bit out of the ordinary.
Before heading inside, they meet the boyfriend who shared the apartment with Jamie, Daniel Sheffield.
That guy in there's the one who found her? Mm-hmm. Seems pretty calm to me.
You live and then you die. I mean,
Dan, can I have you hop out?
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Some people just live longer than others. That's all. That's all it is.
With his 9-year-old son and his cousin, who discovered Jamie's body.
We're gonna need you to hang tight in here for a bit. We have to go inside, look around.
The nurses want to keep her doped up in like a freaking medicated coma, pretty much.
Hell no.
My mom doesn't want to do that. She wants her to enjoy, like, if I come over there and visit her, the kids come over there and visit her, she wants to be able
Her to remember that.
to have Momo awake and realize that
Jamie
hey,
Larson
my grandkids
was
come
in the
to visit
bathtub.
me. They love me.
Her
They care
hands
about
were
me.
tied behind
Right.
her.
She didn't want her to be
Her
doped up
feet
so much that
were
she's
tied with what looked like some ripped sheet.
When I looked closer at the bindings that were used on Jamie's ankle, I noticed that the folds were meticulously folded. It was done with great care.
The killer etched a series of knife cuts on Jamie's body.
In the long run, she won't be saying that.
Canvas for depraved experimentation.
Your first gut instinct is that this person's a monster. You just could feel it. This was heinous. This was, somebody did this, and it just felt like that they enjoyed it.
He made no effort to hide the knife, which was left inside Jamie. The condition of her body suggests she was killed
Oh,
sometime
yeah.
Christmas morning. Cause of death was not from the knife cuts, but a makeshift gag stuffed in
Well, the only thing you can really do is just be there for her like you've been doing. She'll remember that, and that's all that really counts.
Semen samples are collected, confirming a sexual motive behind the sadistic killing.
Even if it's fucking cleaning up a mess or something like that. If you're the only one doing it, she'll still remember that.
But traces of blood are still visible in the bare mattress.
You'll always remember her for it. I mean, it may not have been like the best memory, but hey, it's still a memory of her before it went to shit, you know?
Everything were missing. Her keys were missing. Her ID was missing. Her phone was missing. The suspect still had her phone.
Right.
When we tried to ping it, it had been turned off. Right away, we knew we were going to have to figure out what was going on here, because whoever did this, they needed to
Across town, Jamie's mother, Julie Slade, turns on the television.
They had on the news
Or exactly.
a woman killed in downtown Portland. I said to my husband, I hope that's not Jamie. And I just had a sinking feeling. And the detective showed me the drawer.
Well, you can take it back.
Are you
I'm pretty
Julie
sure you
Stengel?
can take
And
it
said
back.
we have some bad news for you.
I know you don't want it back, but
when I found out it was
No, he should tell him he should take it back and keep it for one of his kids for when they get older.
yeah, well, you should, sister, you should take it back.
youngest of three siblings, Jamie Larson shared a special bond with her mother.
She was my baby. My nickname for her was Mouse because she was always small, just barely over 5 foot tall, very petite.
Jamie worked in
Or at least that way he knows it's going to someone he fucking, it's gonna take care of it when he passes it down.
She was so smart. She was focused on her schooling and she was taking it seriously. But she loved to laugh and have fun. She just had a zest for life.
At the funeral, I already know what's gonna happen.
Every Christmas, Jamie joined her parents for dinner, a tradition that has now come to a tragic end.
What do I get? What do I get? What do I get?
At the precinct, the investigation...
That's how it usually goes. Did you come down and visit her at least? Or shit, man. Exactly.
Daniel says he has no idea what Jamie was doing during the time he was with his parents. Later that Christmas afternoon, his cousin drove him from the end. That's when they found the body.
That's it. He wasn't really talking much. It was hard to know whether this was somebody who just wasn't caring about what happened or was in extreme shock. Just just found murder. You idiots.
I don't know why I haven't crying or express any other emotion or what I usually would.
He was definitely subdued and very flat. I was perplexed by how unemotional he was.
How was your relationship with Jamie? It's Christmas Eve. You two were spending it together.
Here's the thing. Jamie and I were kind of...
Yep, that's fucked up.
He said that they were in common, and that was one of the reasons why he spent this Christmas with his family. Jamie was essentially... We learned that they had some ups and downs. Sometimes it was really good, and sometimes it was really It was love at first sight.
Glenn was a promising student with dreams of becoming an artist. He was also a devoted father to a 9-year-old son from a previous relationship.
It seemed like it went good for a little while, and then it started with problems.
What do you mean don't just get along with? You're yelling at me.
He became abusive to her.
I don't mean to do. No, yeah, you do actually.
She would never go into detail what he did to her, but she would handprints on her neck and stuff.
What is this? It's nothing. It's not nothing. It's patience.
Just leave him alone. Stay away. She would be with him for about 5 minutes, and then we'd back out. I said, this one, she still always went back. Broke my heart.
Domestic disturbance?
Detectives running criminal record check Daniel Sheffield confirmed his prior tendencies.
Police file here.
Calls regarding domestic disturbances from Jamie and inquiries.
Yeah, could you put that for me?
The flood of police calls goes right up until Friday the 21st, 4 days before Jamie was killed.
When you have a domestic situation and you're hearing boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, off again, on again, there's been so much yelling and arguing, and you just wonder if somehow this just went horribly wrong.
You just made that mess. That's why I'm telling you, you have to pick it up. Yeah, I'll be on today.
Residents of Portland, Oregon are gripped by terror after the Christmas slaying.
Well, it's okay. I thought you were probably busy and doing family things.
The prime suspect,
Right, that's why I kind of figured you're doing family things, so...
who admits their relationship...
Well, I just try to check in, because if I don't hear from you for a while, I just check in, make sure everything's okay.
Murdered in a bathtub and you're conveniently away?
Yeah.
surprised. He wasn't outraged that I was asking, did you kill your girl?
Because you seem pretty cool and calm for someone who just witnessed his girlfriend of 5 years murdered.
Dan agrees to give up his fingerprints and DNA to prove his innocence.
He probably understands.
When asked about Jamie's social circle, Dan is quick to mention one name in particular, her friend, Rory Tuttle.
Made it.
They would have a few beers, share a glass. Sometimes they would go up to one another's apartment and continue as the hard life plays.
According to Dan, whenever he and Jamie fought, she would turn to Rory for comfort.
He just gets so angry, you know. He can't control it.
Fortnite is just garbage.
You're not always going to be there to be my hero.
She had confided in him, and he kept prodding her to break up with Daniel.
Jimmy, you have to get all your things and leave, and I'll help you. I have a truck.
Dan is convinced Rory had ulterior motives when it came to Jamie. He'd been obsessed with her for years, and always seemed to want more than a platonic friendship.
They shouldn't have done that.
Investigators pay a visit to Rory.
Yep.
So, Rory, we've got some bad news for you. Jamie knows he was murdered.
When we first talked to him, he just seemed like a regular, normal, everyday guy.
Can't say I'm surprised. Horrible, abusive.
He didn't give me much background on his relationship with Jamie. What their plans were.
Were you and Jamie ever intimate?
Stop! You're gonna break it! Stop it!
There was this little bit of, well, is he a boyfriend? Is he not a boyfriend? Was he ever a boyfriend?
We're friends. I want you to put Dan away. He's a horrible human being and a horrible boyfriend, and he murdered Jamie. I told her she has to leave this relationship. I mean, she has to go, and I was going to help her, but she refused.
Sometimes you wonder whether someone's giving you some information to put you off of them. In other words, to direct you in a new direction so that you're not looking at them.
Rory also insists he didn't see Jamie Christmas Eve or Christmas morning.
He basically said he had just been hanging out with folks and been with family.
When was the last time you communicated with Jamie?
A week, maybe.
Rory seems perfectly innocent, but when records from Jamie's cell phone come in, he jumps to the top of the suspect list. Because on Christmas Eve, Jamie received several texts,
I just stayed up, and then I realized
all from a cell phone subscriber with the name Rory Tuttle.
Yada yada yada. You know.
My first reaction is, why are you lying to me? Why are you being deceptive?
So I got up at
You either were in touch with her, or you weren't.
Rory is invited into the session to explain why he lied to police.
You told us that you hadn't spoken with me.
I was even thinking about texts.
We said if you talked to her, he took that to a phone call.
I said, how's it going? She said, number. That's it.
He readily agrees to provide DNA and fingerprints.
Thank you.
And when investigators follow up with Rory's alibi witnesses, they all confirm his whereabouts the entire time. Which drops Jamie's friend Rory Tuttle down the suspect list.
Larson, correct.
Other than innocent texts from Rory and her family, there is nothing unusual in Jamie's phone calls. So investigators attempt to build a timeline for their hours. Jamie was last seen alive by her boyfriend at 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. According to her mother, she was
makes it easier.
at her favorite neighborhood bar, the 4-Minute Mile.
It's within walking distance. It was
Okay.
Hello. We're here about Jamie and Larson.
We hit gold right away at people, and they all knew her.
You know, I didn't know her super well, but she definitely was in alive.
They said yes, she was there Christmas Eve.
I thought she was probably here for an hour or two.
The bartender says Jamie always sat with a bunch of regular customers who were all friends.
Her and her buddies would sit at the same table every time. They called it the Island.
I'm Detective Dahl. This is Detective Michael.
Several of these men don't leave there that often, so we were able to interview a couple of them at that time.
Great girl. A lot of fun.
They all seem rather innocuous, but we don't really know. And maybe one of them had been pining for her or watching her, and they all did know that she was alone that night.
Jamie's friends from the 4-Minute Mile are all willing to provide DNA and alibis. But according to the bartender, one of the regulars who used to hang with Jamie has been mysteriously absent ever since Christmas Eve. His name is Bradley Escobar.
So naturally, we tried to track him down.
1514 Rose. Thanks.
A quick background check reveals Escobar is a utility worker with no criminal record. And after several return visits to the bar, they find him a day later, huddled alone in a corner.
Bradley Escobar?
Yeah.
I'm Detective Michaels. This is Detective Dahl. You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
I asked him if he knew Jamie, and he said he didn't. And I said, well, I have heard that you were one of her close friends.
No, I don't know her that well.
You've never talked to her?
No.
Never spent time with her here in this bar?
No.
He then told me that he doesn't normally talk to the police. So I ended my interview and told him that I'm sure Jamie would be disappointed in his help in clearing her homicide.
He just didn't want to talk to us. Is it because he killed her? Is it because he's just a jerk? Don't know.
Since Bradley Escobar won't speak for himself, investigators hope the bar's video surveillance from Christmas Eve will speak for him.
When we got the video, it told us a few things. It told us when Jamie arrived.
At 9:14 p.m., Jamie Larson joins her usual crowd at their regular table.
It told us who Jamie was around at the time.
Her 4 hours at the bar are filled with idle conversation and a few smoke breaks. But what intrigues detectives the most is a man sitting at the table who is already very familiar to them. It's Bradley Escobar.
And it told us that she absolutely saw Bradley Escobar. What we know is that Jamie dies not too long after these conversations. And here we have a gentleman who is drinking with her, laughing with her, and yet denies any part of it. So for us, big red flag. This could be the guy.
In Portland, Oregon, the investigation into the grisly Christmas attack on Jamie Larson has led to 39-year-old Bradley Escobar, who's just been caught in a lie. Escobar claimed he didn't know Jamie, but security cameras show him sitting next to her in a bar just hours before she was killed.
They sat together. They talked to each other. They looked like they were enjoying their time. It was a long conversation.
Then, just after 1 a.m., Jamie seems to say goodnight. She heads out onto the sidewalk when suddenly, Bradley Escobar is caught on camera right behind her.
We thought, well, maybe they're leaving together. Maybe something's up.
Escobar is immediately brought in for questioning.
You told us that you didn't know Jamie Larson. Why did you lie to us?
We let him know about the video footage and that everything he had told us before was not true.
Listen, I've just had some really bad run-ins with the cops in the past. Minor stuff, nothing violent. I just didn't want to get caught up in this.
We need to know what happened that night. We need the truth this time.
We were just hanging out, just having a good time.
Like everyone else at the bar, Bradley says he enjoyed Jamie's company, but he insists they were never more than acquaintances.
What about after you left the bar?
I went right home. I didn't see her after.
Escobar doesn't have an alibi for the rest of that night, so he volunteers his DNA to prove his innocence, and is free to go.
That's all for now.
Investigators focus next on where Jamie went after leaving the 4-Minute Mile bar. And when they pull security footage from surrounding businesses, they catch a big break.
around 1:30 in the morning. She actually goes to another bar, which is across the street. Similar type bar. Same thing, same atmosphere, just a neighborhood type of place.
For 50 minutes, Jamie enjoys a drink by herself. Then her trail suddenly goes cold.
Their video gave out. So, we lose her at that point. We didn't show the ending.
The mystery of what happened to Jamie late Christmas Eve just got a lot harder to solve. Several days into the investigation, Jamie Larson is laid to rest in an emotional gathering of her friends and family.
When you have a child murdered, you relive the crime every day. It never goes away. I've lost siblings, I've lost parents. Nothing compares to this. You just want to crawl in a hole and curl up because the pain is so bad. She had such potential. I think she could have been so successful. She had so much love to give.
In an effort to develop new leads, investigators asked Jamie's boyfriend, Daniel Shepard, to go through the crime scene one more time, looking for anything outdoors in the apartment he shared with Jamie. Daniel suddenly realizes something is missing.
Glasses, she wore them all the time. They had purple frames.
She always left her glasses in the bowl when she got home. Now, just like her wallet and her cell phone, there's no sign of them anywhere.
That's not something anybody takes. You don't take someone's glasses. They're prescription. You can't use them. That's a personal move to take the glasses. It means you've got somebody who's going to be having keepsakes. That tells us a little bit more about the person that did this to her.
Anything else you can tell us about these glasses?
They were a gift, you know.
Gift from whom?
Winston Galinsky.
Daniel tells detectives all he knows about Galinsky is that he's one of Jamie's bar pals who used to shower her with gifts. A quick check with her friends reveals more about this potential new suspect.
Winston Galinsky was an older guy that had helped her financially when she was struggling a little bit.
The 45-year-old had once been a regular at Jamie's favorite neighborhood bar, and they became friends. 3 months ago, Winston invited her to stay at his apartment after she had a bad fight with her boyfriend. Jamie gratefully accepted the offer. But friends say that when she decided to move back in with Daniel, Winston flew into a rage.
Kitty, after all I've done for you, Winston, older man, infatuated with younger women, paying for things.
Your jacket that goes with your fancy stupid glasses.
He had some arguments with her, and he was so distraught when she moved out after the little bit of time that she had been there. So that's a red flag that says, let's check this out, because it could be that this is enough of a motivation for somebody to do something to her.
There's no sign of Winston at his apartment, and attempts to reach him over the phone go straight to voicemail.
Okay.
So detectives try one of his old hangouts, a whiskey bar right around the corner from his apartment building.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We're looking for a Winston Galinsky.
Sure, I know him.
The bartender remembers Jamie stayed with Winston for a short time, but it didn't end well.
We heard that he was brokenhearted. He was crying, and he was upset about having Jamie move out.
He had a thing for her,
Winston also displayed some violent tendencies.
The bar owner mentioned something about Winston pulling out a knife on Jamie. Somebody else is saying, yeah, he gets all weirded out with her. Someone else said, yeah, he had a complete breakdown. He melted. Everybody's pointing fingers at Winston.
Well, we're going to need to talk to him. You think he's going to be coming in here tonight or anytime soon?
I couldn't tell you. He hasn't been in here for a while.
The search for Winston Galinsky ratchets up, but they can't find him anywhere. Nobody seems to know if he's out of town for the holidays or hiding from police.
I was notified that there was a gentleman at Central Precinct who had knowledge about Jamie, and when I asked what his name was, they said his name was Winston Galinsky.
Hold him. I'll be right there.
As New Year's 2013 approaches, detectives in Portland, Oregon are on the hunt for Jamie Larson's killer. The prime suspect is Winston Galinsky, an older man who showered Jamie with gifts, then pulled a knife on her in a bar. After hearing police were looking for him, Winston walked right into the precinct.
So, what would you like to know, Detective?
Tell me about your relationship with Jamie Larson.
Not much to tell.
You were supporting her financially, helping her out.
It was perfectly innocent.
He went on at length about how he loved Jamie, how wonderful she was, told us all about the time he had spent together with her.
She's a beautiful girl, and I like being around beautiful women.
He said, I help her out. I've never had any kind of sexual contact with her. I did ask him if him and Jamie had ever had any altercations, if he'd ever been physical with her.
No, never.
He denies the witness statements that he threatened her with a knife.
I was worried about her.
He said he would never think of hurting her, and that he was brokenhearted that she was dead.
When asked how he spent his Christmas, Winston says he was home alone.
Home alone on Christmas? You didn't have any visitors, friends, family? You didn't go anywhere?
Okay, this is gonna sound bad. Jamie came over to my apartment Christmas Day.
Hey! He hadn't been seeing her very often at all. And he was surprised when at about 3 o'clock in the morning, Jamie basically knocked on his door and said, "Can I come in?"
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. He said that they talked
Hi.
for a few hours.
His statement was significant because he could provide us with how Jamie was feeling.
Winston insists there was nothing unusual about Jamie that night, and she eventually
What's
left
up?
alone.
He said he gave her a hug and he did not walk her out of the apartment. She took the elevator down, and that's the last time he saw her.
And everything was fine.
As he wraps up his story, Winston mentions one little detail.
You might find my blood on Jamie's jeans.
He said that when she was up in his apartment, they were sitting on a couch, and her legs
You are
were
telling
laying
me.
across his lap, and he got a bloody nose.
God, I want to go sleep now.
Oh. Here's this older guy who pays her for stuff, who's distraught and disheartened that she has left him in the past, trying to tell us he's blood on her clothes because of a nosebleed. So that was definitely, a star in the notebook of, let's check this out.
They collect Winston's prints and DNA and pull security footage from his apartment building. If he's caught on tape leaving with Jamie Larson, his alibi will be exposed as one big lie.
The video footage showed Jamie coming in at the very
What?
time Winston said she came in.
At 2:42 a.m., she dials up and they have a short conversation over the intercom before Winston buzzes her in. Three hours later, it's just as Winston said.
It showed Jamie leaving at the very time he said she was leaving.
Investigators scrub through the footage, making sure Winston never left. But there's nothing, just other residents of the complex going about their Christmas morning. If Winston left the building and made his way to Jamie Larson's, he can use the main lobby. Winston Galinsky is released from the police station until the lab can match his DNA to Jamie's murder. On January 2nd, a call comes in. But it's not from the lab. It's an anonymous tipster who believes she knows the identity of Jamie's killer. And it's not Winston Galinsky.
I should be looking into whom?
The woman says one of her co-workers suddenly quit his job right after news of the murder was announced, telling everyone he knew Jamie intimately.
She thought that was very peculiar, and that this person's name was Michael Kirkland.
In their exhaustive review of Jamie's personal life, no one has mentioned anyone named Michael Kirkland.
After many years of doing this, I've learned to be a little tempered and we'll see if this pans out. and I plugged that name into our record system.
After sifting through several Michael Kirklands, Detective Dahl finds one who matches the tipster's description.
So immediately, we put the wheels in motion and tried to learn as much as we could about him.
Kirkland is a 37-year-old single man, a construction worker with no record of violent crime.
There was nothing really glaring in his background.
But one detail leaps off the page.
The place he lived at was the same apartment complex as Winston.
The last place Jamie was...
That's okay, you get to see all the new dinos that we got.
It's been over a week since 33-year-old Jamie Larson was raped, then tortured with a knife in a cruel and sadistic slaying.
Detective Michaels?
Investigators have received an anonymous tip pointing to Michael Kirkland, who lives in the same building as a friend Jamie visited right before she was killed. When surveillance footage from that building is examined, Michael Kirkland exits at 5:18 a.m. Just minutes before Jamie Larson.
Yeah, I still have that chart mapped out. What's the food go for?
Wearing different hats and carrying a small bag. On January 3rd, Michael Kirkland is brought into the station.
Dean dead. You can yell at Dean. Yep.
He makes an immediate impression on detectives.
Because he was too lazy to make some, so he stole yours.
You're gonna have to edit this, but he's a real man.
What do you know about this person?
Kirkland casually reveals he
What?
ran into Jamie in the early hours of Christmas Day.
He basically says that he was standing outside of his apartment complex. She walked by and wanted a cigarette, so he gave her a cigarette.
Started talking, and she asked me.
What?
Did that seem unusual?
I don't know. He might be downstairs on the bed.
She said that she just left from some friend's house.
Kirkland says he agreed to walk Jamie home, but already the details of his encounter make detectives very skeptical.
Tries to add that they held hands as they walked out,
That's the Fuzzy Raptors.
which does not fit the way Jamie would behave. So I'm starting to think that Kirkland has his own vision of how he wants to portray the morning's events.
Once when I got her to her house, I said, well, I gotta go ahead and go. She said, oh, no, okay, we're staying here.
He said they watched a movie, they were talking with each other, they drank a couple beers, a couple times they kissed,
So you're
and
sad
then he
along.
was talking about how, well, they laid down together, and yeah, they ended up having sex.
Did you hurt her in any fashion?
I like nibbled.
You what?
Nibbled.
Nibble? Did you break the skin at all?
I did. I didn't do it.
Did you nibble at all with a knife?
His fairy tale that they had consensual sex. That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all.
So this turned out to be a pretty good Christmas for you.
Yeah.
At this juncture.
We're thinking, yeah, he's going to try and say that somehow, this was all consensual, and he left. And has no idea what happened to her after he left. That's where I'm thinking this is headed.
Instead, Kirkland
What?
says he fell asleep after his romantic encounter.
The 150 tray?
She was a nice
Oh, the the deer.
And so I got up, went to urinate, and saw her, in the bathtub, dead. So
You did. Michael, why did you not call the police?
I just thought they would figure out I checked her pulse, and first thing I did is put my hand inside the bathtub.
Yep, you can yell at him.
it seemed that he was trying to be a step ahead and have a reason why his DNA would be on the knife. He seemed to think that that was a plausible story.
Detective Dahl points out evidence found in the crime scene that contradicts his account.
So I'm thinking that if there's blood on a mattress had been intact, probably would
Yeah,
be
liquids.
on that very same bed that you were sleeping on. Right. Angela, come on. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but you have provided such a sketchy, lousy statement. How is that plausible at all? Am I manipulating no matter how many times I told him to stay that it would never So someone took the sheet from under here, right? Very heavy stuff.
But Kirkland doesn't deviate from his story.
He asked him for consent to search his home and search his apartment, and surprisingly, he gave his consent.
While Kirkland waits in a holding cell, investigators power up his phone.
His phone. Chilling, outrageous. The photos that we looked at first were photos of Jamie lying on the bed with the
Chronicle the end of his Christmas morning sun, which began with a chance
He's not downstairs on the bed. The incubation room then. He's either laying in the incubation room, I don't know then. He's gotta be laying on the bed, I swear he was.
Once Kirkland was inside, Jamie felt numbed by her mom was good reason to then tied her up. So deep she suffocated to death right there. After Kirkland raped her, he took a knife from the kitchen and began cutting Jamie's lifeless body. Once his frenzy of sexual violence was satisfied, Kirkland dumped her in.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
For someone to not only murder somebody, but to then carry her into the bathroom and then place findings on her. It raises the level of the kind of monster you're dealing with here.
To cap off his sadistic attack, Kirkland
I'm out
snapped
getting
a
meat for the
series of
bin
gruesome
still, that's what
photos.
I'm doing.
Then he changed out of his bloody pants and returned home in a pair of Jamie's boyfriend's jeans. Kirkland's phone texts provide more of his sick, twisted mind.
That morning, he got a text from one of his friends that said, "Hey, how was your Christmas?" And he said, "Best day." He told another person he had a great Christmas and he got
Well, welcome, Drive Snipes. How's it going?
We've collected your clothing.
Just getting some meat right now for the dinos so they don't starve. Oh, might as well. Why the fuck does my camera do that? Camera is so some shit.
A search of Kirkland's home turns up one final event.
Hidden in a little baggie on a bookshelf were Jamie's glasses.
The following December, Michael Kirkland avoids a possible death penalty by pleading guilty to the murder of Jamie Larson.
You don't usually see someone doing something to another person this violent, this bad, this heinous, with so little emotion. It was almost like he was a machine.
Michael Kirkland's the closest to evil that I've come across.
It's been almost 3 years and I can't
Greenhouse is done, so we gotta just get the
look for her
dung
face
beetles for that.
I see her driving. I want to follow people.
On top of the house.
I have to tell myself, no, that's not real. She's gone. So you gotta choose to be happy. Choose to do things that would make Jamie smile.
You could tear it down.
I can't fucking pass it up.
It's alright, Danielle's starting to stream a little bit. Stream a little bit. Yep. Half the time she's sleeping though, so it's okay.
South of Seattle, the eruption of Mount St. Helens unleashes a blanket of ash across the state of Washington. A week later, in the seaside town of Ocean Shores, 8-year-old Christine Zimmerman has been cooped up at home with a divorced mom and 6-year-old brother.
There was nothing about it in the house, but everybody was doing. She didn't want to be in the house, sitting there, because, cloudy outside. She didn't want to go out and just be out. By then, the ash had slowed down, and so I relented and made the decision to let her go over to her girlfriend's house.
You need to be back at 4 o'clock, okay? Yes, 4 o'clock. Okay. Bye. Love you, Mom. I love you too.
She waved at me and said she loved me, and that was the last moment that I saw her.
No, you're fine today. I'll probably be doing some fucking meat bins here and then probably hopping off for the night anyways. I got fucking work in the morning. Shit, I'll be on tomorrow streaming some more though, so.
It's 4:30 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
8-year-old Christine Zimmerman still hasn't returned home from her friend's house.
Love you too. Oh yes, you have a good night.
Hello? Hey, I was wondering if I could, talk to Christine. Oh, she's not here. What do you mean? She came by earlier, but you're with her.
He was not home, and Christine decided to take a walk to the bowling alley.
Bowling alley?
And I remember at first frustrated with her that she just didn't come home. You know, just that typical mother feeling.
Sally dispatches her live-in boyfriend, 31-year-old Brody Furman, to the nearby bowling alley to find her.
Have you seen Christine? Sally's good.
No, haven't seen her.
Brody comes up empty-handed.
She's not there. She's not there.
It was unimaginable that she was just nowhere to be found.
She'll turn up, all right? She'll be fine.
But by 5 p.m., there's still no sign of Christine.
There is a period of time where you're like, well, they've lost track of time. But Christine was very responsible. You know, she got good grades in school. When she came home, she did her homework. You never had to ask her.
911, what's your
Hi, yes. I need to report a missing child.
Police start their search at the home of Talia Spinney, the last known person to see Christine that afternoon.
She came by about 1:30 or 2. Hi, Christine. Is Kayla here?
She told Christine that her daughter wasn't home. She then stated that Christine had gone from there to the bowling alley.
I'll see you later. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Talia says that later that day, she went to run some errands and thinks she might have seen Christine in a grocery store parking lot across from the bowling alley.
She caught a glimpse of she thought Christine
Isabella
running around near a station wagon. She couldn't really see what Christine was doing at the time.
Do you have an idea about what time?
I think it was about 3 maybe. Yeah, 3 or 4. I'm not really sure.
You're not sure what time you saw her at the bowling alley?
No, I mean, I don't know. I was out 3 or 4. Yeah.
Investigators head to the bowling alley.
We made contact with the manager of the bowling alley, and she stated that Christine did come there quite a bit and sit and watch the bowlers, but she didn't see her that day.
I haven't seen around here in a while.
Nor do any of the other employees recall seeing her that day. Now, detectives are looking into possible. She was snatched by someone before she ever made it inside the bowling alley. And when a child of divorced parents goes missing, police look first at the possibility of a parental abduction. Christine's father is an ironworker who lives in Tacoma, a 2-hour drive away.
We contacted the father. He verified that he was in Tacoma. He worked a full shift, so he was eliminated as a suspect right away.
When he hears the news about his daughter, Christine's father immediately races to Ocean Shores.
He told me that he would be there and we would find her together.
He brings plenty of backup.
You see something, yell at everybody else, okay?
He was a member of the Ironworkers Union. He organized the search party, which involved mostly ironworker members. At the time, there was a large ironworker population in Grace Harbor County.
And then all of the other ironworkers started showing up, and they were prepared to stay until we found her.
It was very impressive. Lots of volunteers trying to find Christine.
The search goes on until darkness falls.
That was very overwhelming, and I had that feeling that I would probably not ever see them again.
The following morning, Tuesday morning,
party, which involved mostly ironworker members. At the time, there was a large ironworker population in Grace Harbor County.
And then all of the other ironworkers started showing up, and they were prepared to stay until we found her.
It was very impressive. Lots of volunteers trying to find Christine.
the search goes on until darkness falls.
That was very overwhelming. I've never seen
The following morning, Tuesday, May 27th, the Army of Iron
You know where our other cartridges are?
walked side by side with the police as they intensified the search.
We had a helicopter fly the entire area at low level. We searched the dunes, the ocean front, and canal areas.
That same day, as word of Christine's disappearance circulates, residents of the close-knit community come forward with information they hope will help locate the One of the first is Max Vollentroff, a family friend and pastor at Christine's church.
Did you see Christine?
Oh, yes, I did see Christine. I was shopping at the food mart with my stepdaughter, Gilda, and bumped into her there.
Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Can I try a new flavor?
To us that he had
Can I try a new flavor?
2:30 on the day that she went missing.
My mom, she didn't let me out because all the ash was everywhere.
They had some conversation about,
She seemed totally normal.
Christine told him that she was going over to the bowling alley to watch the bowlers.
Investigators are convinced the bowling alley is the key to Christine's disappearance.
This one must.
The manager provides a list of names, all the bowlers who were there Memorial Day.
These are all the people that were working that day and also playing the lanes.
Someone had to have seen her there at some point during the afternoon.
Can't show you much more.
And finally, they come across someone who did.
So, you say you saw Christine
Are you going in?
Yes.
A friend of Christine's, Logan, who's 12 years
Huh?
old, a boy that was playing pinball
Okay.
at the bowling alley, saw her at 4 o'clock.
If you want to give me a bowl of cereal, you can.
Because he remembers looking at
You can
the
give me a
clock.
different kind other than the cocoa kind.
Swan.
He spoke with her briefly, just said hi, and then when he looked back again, she was gone.
Police have 3 sightings of Christine after she stopped by at her friend's house. One at 2:30 in the grocery store parking lot near the bowling alley. One possibly between 3 and 4 at the same location. And finally, the encounter with her friend inside the bowling alley arcade at 4 p.m. Police now believe she disappeared sometime after 4 o'clock on her short walk home.
She may have been abducted by a stranger.
That grim theory gains traction when a new tip comes in.
Sometime in the afternoon on the 27th, we received information that a young girl, 8 years of age, gave information about seeing a vehicle and 2 individuals that she described as hippie types.
The girl is one of Christine's classmates.
Oh, hey, hold up.
And says she was in the grocery store parking lot yesterday afternoon.
They grabbed Christine.
And just like that, investigators have their first real lead on Christine's disappearance. In Ocean Shores, Washington, it's day 2 of the search for Christine Zimmerman. A classmate has reported seeing 2 strange men snatch Christine the previous day and speed away in an unknown vehicle.
The FBI was called in because it was a potential kidnapping.
One was out of the car and he was talking to the little girl. After like a couple of minutes, he shoved her in and they just took off.
Remember about what time that might have been when you saw this happen?
I don't know. I don't really remember. It must have been like in the afternoon.
When the girl's mother hears the full details, she realizes there's a big problem with her daughter's story.
We were out of town, so how could you have seen it? But I'm sure I saw it. But how could you have seen it if we were out of town?
The little girl was not telling the truth. She had fabricated the entire story.
So the FBI withdrew their personnel as there wasn't sufficient evidence to believe at that time that there was an abduction.
The first lead in the case has turned into its first setback, and it's cost investigators valuable time.
Mistakes can be deadly. She could still be alive. She could be held somewhere. And so, absolutely, time is of the essence. And it was critical that we find out whether she was safe or she would continue to be in danger.
The search resumes, ramping up to include the surrounding woods.
Ocean Shores is small, elongated, almost an island unto itself.
But outside of ocean shores, there are hundreds, thousands of acres of forest.
The searchers have one thing in their favor, thanks to Mount St. Helens. Any disruptions in the fine ash blanketing the area are easily visible. And on Friday,
Danny, I'm coming to bed here in a minute.
5 days after Christine's disappearance, a searcher spots some smudged ash on a branch.
The individual knew how to track animals in the woods. It was apparent that something had gone through there, and he followed it.
Hey! Hey!
We received a call from the sheriff's office that a body had been found.
Out my window, I saw a car pull up, and it was one of the iron workers that had been out looking for her. And he got out of his car, stood by the door, and I knew it happened. I just remember screaming. I think the only way to describe it is you're devastated. You know, I lost my child. My firstborn. You know.
My world was definitely all Christine. She was very kind. She was my protector. She was always the one who was telling me it was going to be okay. You know, and we're going to get through this. She always had a really positive outlook, regardless of what was happening.
Detectives begin to dissect the horror Christine faced in that remote forest.
When I saw Christine and how she looked when we found her, it was just like something never leaves your mind.
Some bruising. The cause of death is still wrapped around Christine's neck. A piece of plastic tube.
No sign of a struggle with it.
And just a few minutes remain, more pieces to the puzzle.
Glasses were laid on the ground near the head of the trail, leading into where her body was. It indicated that's where she was strangled and her glasses fell off during the strangulation.
Go ahead and grab those.
Christine's brightly colored vest and sweatshirt are found stashed at the base of a tree stump 3 yards from the body. The coroner sheds more light on the savagery of Christine's killing.
The conclusion of the autopsy was strangulation by ligature. That being the yellow tubing that was wrapped twice around her neck and tied with branch knot.
Several male pubic hairs are found under Christine's clothing, which hints at the unthinkable. A possible sexual assault.
Adults get hurt, adults get killed, and that's sad. But when it comes to little kids, it's just pretty hard to deal with.
Detectives are no longer looking for a kidnapper, but a killer pedophile.
They explained to me that typically it's someone that knows the person. You know, that I probably knew the person that did it. And that Brody was on the list.